Hey everyone, it's Coco. I'm back again with another Unite to Ignite interview. I'm here with my friend Tyler. Tyler, can you do us a favor and introduce yourself?
Hey, I'm Tyler, Coco's friend, known us since high school. How y'all doing?
Okay, everyone, so we're going to get into a bunch of questions about Tyler just to get some background information. Once again, Unite to Ignite is a movement to show us that we're more similar than we are different. So let's get into some questions for Tyler. So Tyler, tell us, where were you born and raised?
I was born in Baltimore City,
Okay,
but I was raised pretty much all my entire life in Baltimore County.
awesome. So you're back in the city now?
Yes, I'm back in the city now.
Okay, so did your family live in the city?
Yeah, my grandmother, mother, and even my stepdad all lived in the city.
Okay.
Then when I was about, I want to say, it was right before I started elementary school, so I want to say I was like 4. My mom and stepdad moved out in the county with me, and then we've just been out there since then.
Awesome. All right. So how did you end up back into the city?
Well, I ended up back in the city because I started working at Johns Hopkins, the hospital,
Okay.
and then I wanted to move out. So me and a coworker decided to roommate, and we moved down the street from the hospital.
From
So,
Johns Hopkins?
you're from Johns
Were
Hopkins.
you working there then?
Yes, I was working there. That's
How long have you been at Johns Hopkins?
I've been there about 5-6 years now.
Oh, wow. Okay. Stability.
Yeah.
All right. So tell us one of your first, vivid memories, if you can go as far back as possible.
Most vivid memory?
Yeah, like just something you can remember from your childhood that stands out.
Huh. That might be be a tough one. I want to say, well, one thing that's popping in my head now, it had to be one of my first birthdays. Like, I want to say I was at most 2 or 3.
Wow.
And it was at McDonald's. I had this little kind of little sailor outfit on.
Aw, that is adorable.
Yeah, and then I think I did the classic, the cake was put in front of me. I don't even know if I blew a candle, I just put my hand in it.
Smashed it.
So most of my friends know about all Eats Wooden is that when I was turned 18, I got my name legally changed.
Okay.
Yeah, my name used to be Marcus.
What? Another Marcus?
Yeah.
There's like 7 of you.
yeah, my name used to be Marcus, and then I got my name legally changed. And
To Tyler?
yep.
Why
Well, I got
Tyler?
my entire name changed actually.
What happened? What was up with that?
Issues with I'll say it was issues with extended family. We'll leave it at that. And I ended up changing my name. I took my stepfather's initials.
Mm-hmm.
So he's Timothy Bryant Heyman.
Mm-hmm.
So I changed my name to Tyler Baring Heyman.
Oh, that's awesome. So your stepdad basically raised you.
Yeah, he's been in my life. Like he's been in my life before. Like my parents got married when I was 5 or 6,
Mm-hmm.
and they were dating, of course, before that.
Mm-hmm.
And he's just always been there.
All right.
So
So what's the backstory of your father? Do you know him? Have you talked to him?
it's complicated. So basically, the guy who say he was my father and take out his father might not be my father, but the other guy who could be my father, I know him too.
Mm-hmm.
So it's weird.
What? How did that work out?
Yeah, it's weird personal complicated stuff it's just like when the drama happened, I was just like, you know what?
Were they like fighting over you or something?
It was actually just really dumb. It was really dumb, but it wasn't the inciting incident that like broke the camp. It was
What, the straw that broke the camel?
yeah. Basically, it was just a bunch of little things that just kept happening. It was just like
Build up.
yeah, and it was like I'm like, all right, I'm 18. Fuck this, and I got my name changed.
That was wise of you. It's almost like you won the lottery and everybody was like
Yeah, I was just like, okay.
acting crazy.
Yeah, I was like, I have a stable father figure. I have a stable home. I ain't got to deal with you and your bullshit.
Yeah.
So I don't.
The both of you, because it was 2 of them.
Yeah. Well, the other guy, he was never.
Never around.
He was never really a factor. It was just I met him a couple of times because they were friends. Or
The 2 guys?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So like, I know who he is,
Mm-hmm.
but we've never had a conversation. I'm just like, I mean, you had if I married anything to him,
Mm-hmm.
because he knew about everything.
Yeah.
So if he wanted to have a relationship with me, he had 18 years. He had 18 years to do it.
Yeah.
Like my cousin is his sister. Like my aunt, like my sister is his sister.
Your sister?
No,
Your aunt?
my aunt, like my aunt from like my aunt and him, brother and sister. So like, so even
How's
so.
that work? Is it your mom's sister?
No. Okay, so it's like my mom, this guy,
Okay.
guy number one, guy number two, right?
Okay.
Guy number one has an older brother, right? Older brother. So guy number one's older brother married guy number two's older sister.
Oh, okay. It's like extended family.
Yes. So
Okay.
so uncle, aunt.
Sister-in-law, or well, sister, but
Yeah. So like even if my mom wasn't talking to him, he could reach out to me through my aunt.
he still has connections.
Yeah, because I was there for like a lot of my, I want to say since I was like, again, 6, 7, or 8 to 17. Actually, yeah, 17. I saw my aunt on a fairly frequent basis. I was in that area a fair frequent basis. So he wanted to,
He could have.
he could have. And it's like,
Yeah.
well,
Probably didn't want the responsibility.
yeah, so I'm like, I don't worry about it.
Yeah. Sometimes it's best. Like sometimes, we go looking for people to put into our lives, and then when we do, we find out they're a total mess.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, I am not one of those people who say, I'm not one of those, oh, but that's your mom. No. If people are toxic, they're toxic, and you don't need them.
Yes. Family included.
Yeah.
Some people have this family, dream that all of us will get along, all of us will be okay. But sometimes it's the ones closest to you that mess you up the most.
Right.
So you definitely have to, pay attention to toxic behavior and know who you should have in your life and who you shouldn't. And the good thing is we all get to choose.
Right.
That's the blessing in life. Is you get to choose. Just use your wisdom and cycle out the good and the bad.
Pretty much.
So you guys lived in the county. Tell us about your school experience.
Okay, so we lived out Woodlawn, so I went to Woodmore for a while, and then we moved further out Randallstown, and that's where I went to Deer Park and all that, and then I went to Randallstown High School first I went to actually Milford Mill.
Okay, I lived right next door.
Yeah, I went to Milford Mill for my freshman year, but stuff happened.
What happened?
Okay, so
Details.
Okay, so the thing, so like, I was doing decent at Milford Mill, but I was technically in a magnet program, and then I had to get surgery done, and like during recovery, because there was no like school bus to pick me up.
You had to get dropped off.
Or I had to like catch public
You were taking public transportation?
to high school. Yeah, to high
That's
school.
so weird about Baltimore.
The weird thing, because the thing is, there was a school that like will pick you up from Randallstown, but it left really early in the morning. Like, I want to say it left like school start. I want to say this is back when school started, like 7 or 6 or so. So they said, this is back when school started, either 7 or 8 in the morning.
Yeah.
But they wanted you to be up there like 6. I'm like, how the hell am I?
Sounds like you like your sleep.
Well, not just that, but this was back high school, and it's like my dad worked. We lived in an apartment. My dad worked for the company, the apartment company. We only had one car, so it was like has to go to work.
He works for the apartment company.
Yeah, but he has to but he have a company truck. He has his own car that he had to do. So basically, it was like if he already couldn't drive me to school to Milford Mill, it was like, you can't drive me to Randallstown just to catch a bus. So yeah, that was complicated. So then during the recovery, it was like I could barely move in some instances. So I was like, yeah, I'm just gonna go Randallstown because it's right there and
It's closer. So
closer and it's more convenient for me, especially during my recovery. So I'm going to Randallstown. And then it was cool, I have pretty fond memories.
Okay, so Baltimore County Public School System was 10 out of 10.
I'll give it 8.
An 8 out of 10.
I'll give it an 8.
All right.
Yeah,
Did you
10.
do any extracurricular activities?
Um, yeah, I tried tennis for a year.
Okay.
Not very good at it.
All right.
Not very good at it. I think that's when I first realized I don't have the best depth perception in the world.
Wow, were you getting hit a lot?
No, it was just me judging where the ball was. Like until it was like basically already near me, I had a hard time judging where the ball was.
Too late. Were you wearing glasses already?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So I think but I think I've always had bad depth perception, but I never realized it until
Tennis.
because I wasn't really big into sports. I was like, oh, yeah, I can try tennis.
Oh, that's good. You stepped out of your comfort zone.
Yeah.
So what were you really big into?
Well, what major extracurriculars? I was in both art clubs. I was in the art club, art society, stuff like that. And
Do you draw?
no, I'm more of a I don't know. I guess just kind of throwing stuff at a board, like paint and stuff like that, and then graphic design kind of thing.
Graphic design is cool, like logos. and
Yeah, stuff like that.
Awesome, awesome. Did you seek to go to like college after school, or that was a big sigh?
Yeah. Well, that's because my college experience was a scam.
What happened?
My school,
Like a timeshare? Or
well, no.
something?
I went to IT Tech, and IT Tech doesn't
Okay.
exist anymore.
Oh wow.
Yeah, because they found out that they were basically a scam.
So did you have to end up owing them money, or how?
Oh yeah, I owe money.
You still owe money?
I owe money.
Even though they don't exist?
Yes.
You owe money to something that doesn't exist.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
That's what's dumb about our financial system.
Yeah.
Where another outside company can buy debt,
Yeah.
and so I owe someone money. I owe
Some random
I,
company.
and I owe the government some money too. So for
Is
school.
that from school?
Yeah,
Like,
that's from school.
The student loans.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate.
Yeah.
That's the only thing. I still owe student loans from school, and that was like 10 years ago.
Yeah, it's the worst.
It's like, gosh.
It's the worst. Yeah.
All right, so we did pursue some school. Did you end up graduating?
Yeah, I graduated.
You had a degree in everything?
Yeah,
What did you get your degree in?
graphic design.
What?
Yeah.
And you're at John Hopkins? Should
Yeah.
be making their logos or something.
Yeah, but it was just like it was a kind of thing where it's like I couldn't find consistent work,
In
and
the
so
art field.
yeah, and I was like, I got bills to pay. I gotta move out. I got stuff I need to do, and then I ended up at Hopkins.
Was there like a forced move out, or was it kind of like, I just want to move, I want more space?
My stepdad's I love him, but he's kind of old school, so he did want me out the house, but it's not like I was being, oh, you gotta leave or you're homeless type of deal, but it was just like,
You gotta make some moves.
yeah,
Yeah,
make your
I
moves
understand
kind of
that.
deal. It's like, all right, you know, you're right. And then I got a job at Hopkins, and I think I probably could have stayed there maybe another 2 years working at Hopkins. I just like give money away, but I think at that point there was an opportunity for me to get out the house, and I just decided I want to get out the house, just be on my own.
Try it out. How did you like it?
I liked it.
Living on your own?
Yeah, just rent a bitch.
Yeah, let's say if I could go back to my mother's house rent free, I think I would.
like rent.
Like rent free and without all of her rules, like no curfew, I think I would. She'd probably still give me a curfew.
Yeah, it's like rent, like if I feel as though that's a one major issue in Baltimore, but I think that's a major issue around the country is that there's no rent control. It's like the amount of money that a lot of businesses and companies and minimum wage pays us it's
Unrealistic.
infeasible to pay rent, let alone other basic things you need to survive. Like
How much was your rent when you moved out?
split between two people at the time, I want to say it was like a little over $850.
A piece?
No, well, I think the whole thing was just $850.
Altogether.
But this was back in like, I want to say, so I've been at Hopkins for 5 years, 2009. So this is back in 2013, 2014. This is back in 2014.
Okay.
So, you know, and at the time working at Hopkins, I got paid every week, but I only made I want to say I made a little over $200 a week. So I was only making about $800
Total.
a month.
Yeah, so you couldn't even afford to stay there by yourself.
Yeah, so it was
What?
definitely where it's like at least I mean, I learned to budget my money properly, but yeah, it was basically a thing where it's like, basically 2 weeks of my pay, I had to save to pay rent.
Yeah. You were paying other things too, right? Like utilities.
Yeah, utilities, my phone bill, stuff like that. And just wanting
Groceries.
and just wanting to do things and live my life. Like,
Yeah, because you're still young. You were probably, what, 22?
yeah, and just wanting to like go to the movies and just general.
Movies are expensive.
Yeah, just go to things with friends and
Yeah, just do anything extra.
yeah, it's like, fuck.
It definitely takes a wear and tear on
Yeah,
your budget.
yeah, it's like, and then rent's only gotten higher, and it's gotten and it gets like exponentially higher than the amount of money than like
What you get paid.
or what I get in raises like.
Yeah.
Or that's kind of like for just most people in general. So
Did you guys do the minimum wage increase? Did that happen at Johns Hopkins? Did that affect you in any way?
yes,
Okay.
I actually got a decent for compared to other raises I've gotten. This was the biggest raise I've gotten.
Okay, good. I remember when I was working at Walgreens, like you would get 25 cents a year.
Mhm.
So it'll take 4 years to go up $1.
Yeah.
And it was actually insane.
Yeah. Well, how it works? How when I started working at Hopkins is you because now you can start off as an outside officer, but back then you started off as an inside officer, and then you would put in to go out. So I started off as an inside officer, and then after my probation, I got an extra $1 from that,
Okay.
and then when I went outside, I got another $1.
For working outside.
Yes.
So inside officers actually inside the hospital.
Yes.
You didn't like that better?
It was a thing at a time where like when I applied for the job, they asked me if I wanted to be an outside officer or would be eligible to be an outside officer, and I was like yes, because they were like, hey, if you go outside, it's extra. I was like, money.
Oh.
But then
But winter.
but yeah, then when I went outside, I do like being outside way better than I do like being inside, because they inside people deal with bullshit. I'm just like, nah.
So what happens inside? Give us inside versus outside.
Well, with inside, you do a lot of just extra stuff. Like, I feel as though, like, security inside, we get treated like we like other people's jobs for no reason.
So you're basically like
Like-
hospital staff at that point.
Yeah, well, it's like okay, like, for example, like if a patient is like combative or whatever, they'll sit an officer outside their room or whatever, or in the room with them to keep them, so they don't hurt nobody, right? But there's an entire position at Hopkins called a sitter. That's their job. Their job is to sit with patients. But for whatever reason, security was doing that job.
So what was the paid position doing?
They had sitters, and then they would sit with some patients, but then there were other patients that they would send security, and I'm just like, just hire more sitters.
Yeah.
Like that's
It's not my
not
job.
yeah, it's not a job.
Not my job description.
Right, and then it's like and then you call for you gotta for whatever reason we transport specimens.
So to the lab?
Sometimes, yeah.
Why is that a security officer's job?
Yeah.
So they call you on the walkie-talkie, like
They're like, hey, you got specimen pickup for such and such, or building such and such.
probably just shorthanded. I mean, and clearly, why pay someone else when we can just give the job to you guys? You guys are there all the time. You have to be, so
Yeah, so it was one.
saves money.
Yeah, so it was a lot of extra stuff that's like I don't do outside, and I don't gotta do outside, and I'm like, I'm getting paid more to do it anyway. I ain't going
To do less.
Yeah, I ain't going back inside. Y'all can have that.
But what about the wintertime? Like, what happens?
I mean, we have booths outside, and they have heat in them.
Oh, okay. So,
So
you have a heated.
right,
option.
and then even if that heat's not too much, I have a little space here. I just bring with me to work.
So how is it being outside? Like you say, you work from 11 p.m. to 7.
What's up? in the
Do you
morning?
have any interactions with the homeless community out there?
Yeah.
Do they just walk by? Do you know any by name?
I know the belligerent ones by name.
Okay, some of them come around and act crazy.
Yeah, it's like because it's like they're not allowed to just sleep on campus, so we gotta tell them we gotta go. You know.
Some people do try to sleep on campus?
Yes.
Why? Is that because you guys have like benches or something?
I think honestly it's probably a kind of security thing where it's like they know security is here.
So they feel protected.
Yeah, and like sometimes I feel bad, but it's like I gotta do my job, and then, like I said, sometimes they're really belligerent, and then a lot of times it's like, dude, just go to the ER, just go to the emergency room, and you can get a lot of times you can get a blanket, because 9 times out of 10, if you are homeless, especially in the city, there's legitimately something wrong with you.
Mm-hmm.
So go to the ER, be seen. I mean, you're homeless, so that you can't get billed anyway.
That's what I was gonna say. Like, how does that work? They don't get billed?
I mean, I assume they bill them, but
Where are they gonna send it to?
yeah, and it's not like they have money to pay, so it's just because the thing is, a hospital can't turn you away, and if you get billed, if you're already rock bottom, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, it just adds on to whatever
It just adds on, and then eventually it goes to like collections. It gets deferred and blah blah blah, whatever.
What if you don't have like an ID? How does that work?
They'll ask you your name. They'll ask you your information. They'll ask you social. Sometimes I guess they'll try to give answers or whatever. I'm not fully aware of how it works out because I don't work in that in checking in people. But yeah, you get seen. Depending on what's wrong with you, they'll take you back in the room. You'll get a blanket. You can sleep for a little bit, and then check out. Like we literally have homeless people that go in the ER and get checked in every night.
Wow.
Every night.
It's like their homeless shelter.
Basically.
Well, that's pretty cool. You can go in there and just stay the night.
Yeah, so that's just sad state of the city and kind of the country.
Yeah, sad state of affairs in the United States.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's homeless people all over the
Oh,
world.
yeah.
All over. It's unfortunate that some of them are veterans that came back from war and they kind of just.
Yeah, it's a lot of things that happened over time that no one in power bothered to fix.
Mm-hmm. You just let it kind of spiral out of control.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's like after Trump won the presidency, I got really educated on the government. I was like, wow, this is some fucked up stuff. Yeah. And it's like, wow, Reagan is the worst.
Oh man, he's my top president villain. A lot of the world is just out of whack because of his term.
He is the worst. Unless Trump does, like Trump is close, but Reagan is legitimately the worst modern president we've had. Like I would say 20th, 21st century. He's the worst president.
Are you looking forward to this upcoming election?
Yeah. I mean, it's going to happen. But,
it is going to happen,
right.
whether we want to or not.
Yeah. But yeah, back on the Reagan thing, it's like a lot of our homeless our homeless problem can be linked directly to Reagan.
Wow.
Because a lot of the homeless are people with mental disorders. Mm-hmm. Reagan is the one who defunded and shut down. Reagan's the reason we don't have mental hospitals like that anymore.
Wow.
The trope in old school movies of people get admitted to the mental hospital and stuff like that. It was kind of demonized, but that's where a lot of our extremely mentally ill got treatment, and that's where they lived. Kept them off the streets.
Yeah.
Reagan defunded and basically essentially outlawed them, and so they all shut down. Now we have the extremely mentally ill who don't have family or for one reason or another that can that can look after them, so they end up on the street.
Why did Reagan decide to defund the mental hospitals? What was his reasoning behind that?
I think money mostly. Just
Money.
yeah. It's
He was like swindling
well, yeah.
millions.
Yeah. It's like a lot of things. Like it's not. I won't say every conservative, but it's a lot of things where it's the idea of big government and government spending. Where no, what it was is they wanted to give tax cuts to the rich people. So basically, it's like
If you're paying for
well,
mental
no.
hospitals, you take that out the picture, it's
Well-
more money back.
Well, it's like this. It's like government has X amount of money, right? And then they got spend that they could collect through taxation. That's kind of why people annoy me when they say taxation stuff. I'm like, that annoys me because like you don't actually like you don't bother to look up what your taxes go to.
Yeah.
Now, I would say that our taxes go to stuff they shouldn't go to, and if you want to make that argument, totally behind you, and you know you if you got a problem with it, do something about it. Fight to make that change happen where tax money goes somewhere else. But to just say taxation is theft, like oh I just want my money for me, that's like then you don't really want to live in that society because like the police pay through your taxes, the fire department pay through your taxes,
Yeah.
and then it's like because there was a time when that wasn't a thing, and I'm like and people don't realize that unless you are the uber wealthy, like if you are working for a corporation, you don't want that to be. You don't want to go back to that when like
The police.
well
fire department.
yeah when the police and fire department went on like if you basically if fire department and police are privately funded, guess what? They're going to respond to the people who pay them.
Wow.
So it's like
Favoritism.
yeah, well it's like I'll give you a prime example where California, when they had that really bad forest fire a year ago, rich people paid like, I guess there were people who had like fire, not like full of fire trucks, but basically ways to like, they were like organizations that could help combat fire, right?
Yeah.
But they were private corporations, so the rich people just paid it. So a lot of their houses
We're safe.
were safe and fine,
Wow.
while a lot of the people who
Couldn't afford
who
it.
relied on just the regular fire department, their houses went down.
I did not know that.
Yeah, it's like, so yeah, so back to the Reagan thing. So basically, Reaganomics was the idea of trickle down economics, where if you give more money to the rich people, it'll trickle down to all that profit will trickle down to the
Working
bottom
class.
work class, which was a lie. We know that today.
Yeah.
Well.
Still to this day.
Yeah, and it's just the politicians don't want to admit it because they're part of that rich class of people. So basically, back to taxing. So you cut their taxes, you have programs that you gotta pay, right? If you cut taxes on the wealthy, that's money that's not going to the budget that then goes to the program. So programs have to get cut. So Reagan did all his tax cuts. So government brought in less money. Programs need to get paid. Whatever, so basically things they're considered non-essential, those programs got cut.
Wow. And it's crazy because the mental health community, they can't really combat anything because they're not mentally functioning on that level.
Right, so they rely on advocates. And then,
Yeah.
back in the day, mental health wasn't a big concern of the American public. So they didn't really have good advocates, so.
Do you think they put out the movies and the media and propaganda to kind of demonize it so that people would be okay with the hospitals getting shut down?
It could be, it's probably a little bit of both. It's a little of seeing of like Hollywood or like creative minds being like, because a lot of those movies were horror movies. So it's like, okay, what's scary? What's
I'm
just
still scared of mental
right?
hospitals.
But what's just a basic human fear? And a basic human fear is fear of confinement. So, the idea of you being mentally unfound and then government ordering, okay, you're mentally unfound and being committed against your will, or like your family committing you into a hospital being well, and that was the premise of a lot of horror movies because that's immediately scary.
Yeah.
But of course, colored the perception of the general public, because like if you're not part of that world, you only can base your world off of
What you see.
of what you're supposed to through media. And so naturally, there was no pushback from when Reagan started cutting that stuff because, like you said, you point out accurately is that a lot of what the public perceive of mental institutions like that are the movies, are the horror stories of people who weren't mentally handicapped being instituted, or like people who were legitimately doing bad things to people.
Yeah.
But what should have been done is not shut it down, regulate it.
Yeah. Revamp it.
Make it so that like either a private body or a government body has to periodically go in, make sure nothing's wrong, and then if something's wrong, you shut down that one institution,
Yeah.
and not just nuke the entire
The whole system.
system.
Yeah.
And then
They do that with nursing homes, so it's weird they didn't take that approach. But
Well-
nursing homes are privately owned too a lot of times.
a lot of pride. The thing about the nursing home is that it's hard to make an argument of tossing old people in the street, especially when like like the people who put you like a lot of like older people vote Republican.
Yeah.
So if you're not going. It would be political suicide to just throw
To upset the older
the
population.
people who put you in power.
Yeah. I can understand that.
Right.
It's insane the world we live in.
Yeah. So and then it's like, but even though I am firmly believe that Reagan is the worst president, some of our my ones weren't that high either. Like Clinton was a pretty bad president too.
Yeah, Bill Clinton. He did a lot of low-key things to the black community. You know, there are people who
The crime
voted him
bill.
in. Yes,
Crime
called Stop and Frisk in New York, getting a lot of people locked up.
Right. He also, so I don't know how much you would always know about like Citizens United and a lot of like the corruption in our political system, where like corporations or whatever can just spend like untold amount of money to influence.
What laws get passed.
Yeah.
Yeah. I am.
A lot of that, those deregulations in Citizens Unite happened under Clinton.
Oh, wow. So he really privatized everything.
Well, it wasn't he privatized it. This wasn't or I think a privatization. It was a way of just deregulation.
Okay.
But that's a thing that Clinton did a lot, is that he did a lot of deregulation that's causing a lot of problems that we have now. Like the reason why there's only like a handful of like media companies, like
So they can control what's going
well,
on.
you got your ABC, NBC, Fox, stuff like that. They are only allowed to be so big is because Clinton passed the Telecommunications Act, which deregulated them. It allowed them to basically monopolize.
Right.
It's one of the reasons why in like a lot of your cities you only have one or two options for an internet provider. You either have, like in Baltimore, you have
Xfinity.
Comcast and then you have Verizon, and then sometimes you will only have one of those options. You only have both options. You can either get Comcast or you can get Verizon. Sometimes you can get Dish in between there.
That's so they can control.
Yeah, well, it's less about control. It's greed. It's just simple greed. A lot of problems in our political system and in the country can be broken down to the basic thing of greed. It's people at the top wanting more and more wealth at the expense of anything.
Yeah, I think that's weird. It kind of justifies why there's only like one electric company in most major cities too.
Yeah.
Everyone goes with BG&E here. In like the DC PG County area, I think it's called Pepco still to this day. But there's literally only one.
Yep.
No competition. Like somebody's getting all of that money.
Yeah, and that's terrible for regular people, because like if you don't, if there's no competition, you have to have heavy government regulation, because if you don't, then people run roughshod and they just can charge whatever you want. That's another problem with our health industry, is that we don't have a government fund or like a national health function. And we don't have government regulations. So what happens is pharmaceutical companies can basically charge whatever they want for medicine.
Yeah.
Medicine that people need to survive. Like what's that? I can't remember. I can't even think of it right now. Is you need if you have like high cholesterol. I think it's insulin shots.
Insulin for like diabetes.
Diabetes insulin. Where like I think 1 year they raised the price by like 300%.
Whoa. Whoa, I heard that people were going to Canada and bringing down different drugs because they can get it cheaper in there.
Yeah, and it's the same medication. The exact same medication.
Yeah.
It's just way more expensive here because we just have private, unregulated medicinal market, pharmaceutical market.
It's crazy.
Yeah, so.
See, a lot of that stuff you can use like all natural remedies for it, but they don't want to do that because then they lose a lot of money.
Right.
If they open up medicine to the public. And I'm pretty sure like the pharmaceutical has a hand in hospitals and the doctor's offices and what they prescribe certain people.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's literally directly linked to the opioid crisis.
Okay.
Is that they were convincing doctors to like overprescribe opioids for pain that they didn't
Why was
need.
that? Did they have like a surplus of it, or did they just know that it would lead to addiction and customers down the line or something?
Well, they just want more people using the drug because they want more money.
Okay.
Yeah.
I see that hospitals are getting sued now. They're getting in trouble for it.
Yeah. Again, like I said, again, if there's a problem in this country, I guarantee you, if you go back far enough, the overlaying problem is greed.
It leads back to greed. It's horrible. But it wasn't an epidemic when people were on like crack and stuff.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Just recently, you know.
Yeah, of course.
Somebody's son and daughter is out here strung out and they're like, oh my gosh, we have a problem. It's mental health.
Yep. Yeah, funny how that works.
Yeah. It's absolutely not funny. It's ridiculous. It's, works for the people higher up in charge.
Right.
In their favor. So, but did we reach 30 minutes?
Yeah.
I don't want to hold you for too long. We're past that. But thank you. We're going to have to do like a recap. You have so much information on government, all of that. I didn't even expect it to go there, but I'm so glad it did because people definitely need to know the truth behind things. So is there anything you want to say to the general population to motivate them for the future, to unite them, anything at all? You can give any saying.
Okay, so I want to say, don't give up hope. Get involved with educating yourself on how the government works. Get into your local elections. Pay attention to your primary because we're living at a time where, because of the internet and we're so connected as a people, it's possible to run a campaign and win office without relying on the money
To fund you.
Or you still need money, but you don't need the money of like the corporations. You can fund through small dollar donations like a Bernie Sanders or an Elizabeth Warren to bring enough money to get your campaign off the ground and get in office. Like the four congresswomen, DNC Democrat freshman, your Ilhan Omar, Cortez, Ayanna Presley, she is Talib. They all won their seats without taking any corporate money.
Wow. Funded by the people.
Yeah, and that's the thing where it's where like the media and like government and like officers and like politicians will lie to your face. It's like, oh yeah, this corporation that just donated $250,000 to my re-election campaign. Oh, they don't affect my vote. I vote on my own principles. Yeah, and but people like Bernie Sanders like, no. Oh no, I represent the people who pay me. The people who pay me are the people because that's the people that I want to represent.
General population.
Yeah. So like I said, don't give up hope. If you want things to change, if life sucks, get involved with government. Even if you don't want to get government directly yourself, research different candidates, donate to them. If you have time, volunteer for them. Because even if you can't be on the front line, you can help people who are on the front line get into positions to help you. Because that's why they're running. And if you get them in office, they have a responsibility to you because you're the one who put them in power.
Yeah.
And if they don't do what they said they were going to do, guess what? They're not there forever. You can vote them out, and maybe that's your saying that, okay, you need to do it. What's that famous saying? If not you, then who?
Not you, then who? If you want change, be a part of the change.
Yep.
All right, thank you, Tyler.
No problem.
I appreciate it.